if 10,000 men in Australia have, I don't know,
100 each.
20, slow down, bruv.
And what I believe in carries on. They'll keep on having children and children and children. In 1,000 years, there'll be a version of me running around somewhere. So maybe it's my ego talking.
By the time you hit 40, you're set in your ways. You have your habits. You have your ways. You're not listening to anyone. Like you're a master of your own destiny, so to speak.
When life is finally fucking good and we got AI to help us.
You're going to put them to pain and suffering in the future.
No, it could be the other way around. We could have machines that cure cancer in a second. You know,
Yeah.
the movies.
Yeah, and then they take over.
If the government offered $1 million, you wouldn't take it down. So we'd be like, you know what? I'm going to find someone, make a baby, take the money and leave them.
Guys, I know you live in your bubble. You live
White
in
privilege.
you live in your bubble too. Are you offended by this growing anti-white racism in Australia and pretty much all across the West? I mean, you're a white person, so
Look, I was thinking about our podcast, and when you said, "Are you coming this week?" I'm like, depends on the topic, and it's if I would, and I'm sure you guys wouldn't comment on a surgeon and a surgeon's job, his career. If he said, "I think you have to do A, B, and C to when you cut into the brain," you just be like, mm-hmm. And it's a bit like these topics. I'm not educated in them, so
but,
to have an
these are
opinion
social
on them
issues, Michael,
is
it's going to affect. Like
yeah,
we're not asking you for
but
a
I
brain
can say the
surgery.
same to you about social issues you know nothing about. Like, for example,
No, yeah, bring one. I'll have an opinion. Don't worry about that. It might be a poor one.
Ask him about coffee machines.
Yeah, but that's technical. And like this is what I said. Social issues are. It involves every one of us. I'll tell you how warm my coffee should be,
yeah,
because that's
it's
how
your
much it
coffee.
affects me.
That's just A good example would be, I mean, you got a daughter now, so there goes that topic of not being a parent.
Let's talk about kids.
Could have had that one on you for a while.
Well, I spoke to a few people that telling them that we do this podcast, and the couple of people that I spoke to, they really want to hear about you and your kids and your 13 wives that you have, and 200 children.
And what was their response when you told them about it? Like,
People are more accepting these days.
discussed? Was it all?
No, it wasn't. It was like I want to curious,
Intrigue.
Yeah, they're intrigued. They want to know. They want to know. Like, how does it work? Do you guys have family?
How do
outings?
you do it?
How did you do it? How
Maybe
did you
show
get
us
all
a
these
demonstration.
women? You know what I mean? And do you ever, get everyone together into one go? Like, and how are your kids going to have really good relationships with each other? Do they interact with each other?
So let's just start from the top, because some people might be watching it for the first time. So Michael, you have 8 children.
7 children with 5 different mothers.
Yes. So that's a pretty big undertaking.
I started when I was 25. I just had my first.
His fatherhood career started at 20.
Wait, are they all in Australia?
No, one's in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Australia and ended up in Italy.
Yeah. We met here.
So they're all made in Australia.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it. They're all made in Australia.
But
Australian made.
Yeah, but it's not confined to that. He might export manufacturing business outside.
I've had children in my 20s, 30s, and 40s now. My oldest is 20 in January, and my youngest is 1 in
big wavelength.
17 days.
Mm-hmm.
So life is full.
Fulfilling too.
Life is full. It's definitely not dull.
How did each mother took on like the thought of the previous mother and child?
I did hear
when it happened.
I heard once upon a time that a woman chooses a man based on 3 biological fundamentals, and one is his genetics,
Big chest, muscles.
one is his ability to provide, and the other is whether he will hang around for the kids or not. I've definitely got the first 2, the genetics and the ability to provide, and whether I'll hang around for the kids or not. I think the subsequent mothers see that I do hang around for the kids because they see me hang around for the previous children. So it's a trifecta, I think is the word.
So all three.
I'm a
it-
trifecta.
It could be a catch-22 though, is that they could look at it and go, well, am I just another one in the line of many? Am I just the next stop?
There's statistics going around about Tinder and how 95% of women go for the 5% of men. I think we discussed that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
show. So I think
1%. I think it's the
but
top
I think
1%.
it's like that. It's the other way around. I know how you're thinking about it, but flip that. It's actually, he's got the goods. I want to be one of those people who also have the goods, get the goods.
Yeah. But then would it not, the provide thing is, I'm sure that at some stage, let's just say this is the last, you don't go into a relationship expecting it to be short term unless
Correct. No.
unless it's stated, right? So, but let's just say this last one, your last wife, like would she
Current, yeah.
your current partner, yeah. So the current wife here is that would at the start when you first met, would she not think, okay, cool, yes, he can provide for his children right now. However, potentially there comes a limit of being able to provide. Is it too many? Yes, you might be well off and everything, but is having 20 children and supporting 5 families, is he going to be able to provide? But what is too much?
You're negating one very important factor.
Yeah.
So you mentioned trifactor. There's quad factor, I think. What about his charms? Because women also have the ability to just ignore everything else as well. Like
That's fine. That's fine. But I'm just saying is that
that's Mickey. I'll have your baby.
But sometimes, would that not come into the equation? Where yes, you can provide, you have provided, but then when is it that you fall off that cliff of being able to provide? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's just the pure financial element, which is different for everyone on earth.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if I've got $1 billion in the bank, well, obviously I can have more than 7. If I've got 5,000 in the bank, then the money's going to be stretched very, very thinly. So yeah, it's just a financial thing. I don't know what you're saying. Well, I guess they just assume that I can. The way I hold myself and the way I pretend. I walk around with other people's ATM stubs that have big amounts. I go to ATMs and try and find, big balances, and then I just leave it in my wallet and accidentally slips out when I'm on a date. That's one good way to pretend you've got the ability. I can keep going on if you want more tips on how to do this. Do you need tips on sexual penetration, how to actually make a baby? Is that one thing they're curious about?
Well, potentially.
How to actually make babies?
Potentially.
Look, I love children. I've always loved children. Growing up, I'd rather sit at the kids' table than an adult's table when we're at at a party or something. I always feel like you can be much more open and honest with children than you can adults. They respect that. They admire when someone's open and honest and fun. With adults, you're always a bit more serious and contained. So kids bring out that side of me, which I enjoy. Carl Jung said that the secret of life is to not grow up. So even when you're older, is to remain a child. And one of the easiest way to remain a child is to be around them. And definitely that's my case. I've been around children now for really since 25, so 20 years I've been around young children. And they definitely keep you young in a lot of ways. They remind you that you're getting older too at times. I was holding my youngest recently and rubbing his head and looking at how bloody pristine and perfect his skin is, and knowing that my skin's blotchy now and deteriorating. It's amazing how fresh a child is.
But it still keeps you young though. Like you always say it, that nature doesn't tell childless people what it feels like to have children.
Yeah, that quote I heard by Jerry Seinfeld that, God is kind but cruel. He doesn't let people know who don't have children what they're missing. So he's cruel because he doesn't let them know, but he's also kind because he doesn't let them know what they're missing, because they would be longing for it and they would be missing it. Until you have children.
Yeah, I guess that's why people who spend their entire lives without having children, they're not going to be morbidly depressed because they don't know what they're missing out. It's like if you never tried a drug, you don't know what the high is like.
Potentially. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I mean? You can say that, you don't know there's a lot of what ifs, right? What ifs in lives. And it's a matter of just being content of where you are at in life. I think regardless if you have children or not, if you want them or not, I think it's just about being content, and then you'll be happy regardless. Because there's a lot of what ifs in the world.
I have a different philosophy.
So,
I have a different philosophy, which actually takes me there. It's like I see that life is all about experiences. I mean, we're living in the best era possible. I mean, of course, there are going to be better ones, maybe, or maybe not, who knows. But we're living in best of times. We can have 3 meals a day, at least in the developed world, and hopefully in the developing world too. We can travel.
Hot showers, cold water.
roof over your head.
Yeah, a lot of these things.
So access to education. Remember growing up, we didn't have the access we do. We did then. As
Boredom
we do
is professional. Like practically, it's out. Like boredom. Like there used to be times. I remember when you were just bored, you're just waiting for for 5 or 6 o'clock so you can go out and see your friends or something. Boredom is out of the picture now. Like there's so many things that we are experiencing, and we are enhancing our life. And life is all about experiences. So when you have tasted so many different things, how could you deprive yourself of this experience of fatherhood or motherhood?
You came late to fatherhood.
I did, but I envy you
that
sometimes.
transition from non-parent to a parent, I mean, what did that taste like for me? Because it's been so long for me, so I really don't know.
Novelty has worn out.
It's like I've been a parent forever now. I can't say when I wasn't. But for you definitely have that clear line. What is that? What does it feel like?
I say that to everyone, that it's like, so I became a father at 39, and
That's old.
it's very old. Like
It's common now, but it's old in biological terms.
I think I probably would have gone without a child, because the partner that I was with, who I should have or could have had a lot of children, unfortunately that didn't work out. So I was happy to go out. Like I was traveling, and it's fine. Like kind of like you said, because I don't know what I'm missing out. My life's good. I'm enjoying life. But when you have that little mini version of you, I think it unlocks features that you didn't know existed in you. Like you are a very selfish person, especially in your 20s. You're still a child at heart. You still do very childish things. You're not a fully grown up person. But in your 30s, and when you're entering your late 30s, or even by the time you hit 40, you're set in your ways. You have your habits. You have your ways. You don't listen to anyone. Like you're a master of your own destiny, so to speak. But then someone comes along who wakes you up and says, "Daddy, I want milk." Oh, okay. You just get up, and it's like, and that little creature has absolutely no idea. Everything that she's seeing, she's experiencing everything new every day. Like like my daughter, she picks her nose. Like she obviously doesn't know, and she's picking her nose. And I was like, "Rose, what are you doing?" I'm teaching her. You have to go to the wash basin, and she goes, "Daddy, I do this." And then what do you do? She goes, I toss it. I was like, no, that's it. But I learned these little cute things. Like, and again, like, when was the last time when I realized, oh, hang on, you're not going to pick nose in front of anyone else? She doesn't know any of that. But like, it's just everything. I think you relive those little things, and you're seeing that little person grow up. I don't know. Like, it's probably sounding like those. Like, I try my best not to send my friends. But I still sometimes have it. I do send photos and videos. I'm like, here, watch it, okay? How could you not like this?
But you only do send it every time she mentions me. Like you don't send random ones.
No. I know. Yeah, because I don't want to annoy you. But like she randomly, like my daughter just randomly said, "Mr. Do." Like I was like, "Where did you remember that? I like Mr. Do." And I sent it to him. I was like, "Oh, look at this." And that was like she hadn't seen him for like 3 or 4 months at that point. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's an amazing experience, and I want more of that.
So when people ask, how could you have 7? It's like, well, hold on. Do we all agree it's such a good thing to do, like having children? Even someone who doesn't, it's a good thing. You hear the stories, you see the parents, it's a fulfilling, wholesome thing to do.
I don't think it's a not. I don't think it's a negative.
Do you like lasagna? Do you like mango? Or just have one in your whole life? Would you go back to the lasagna and have it more often?
You get sick of it.
Or hamburgers? Well, you don't. You have a little break, which what happens when you have kids. You have a break for 9, 12, 20 months, and then you go, well, I feel like lasagna again. So I just love lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
I just keep having it.
People are going to say you're comparing kids with Food?
Yeah, they're delicious. Have you ever seen a newborn? They're bloody
He's
scrumptious.
comparing booming with lasagna. But how do you manage it all though? How do you manage
Yeah,
it?
that's a big...
How do you manage
It's
all
there's-
the mums
there's
and all the
that
kids?
yeah, well, people
Mums are harder.
People ask, how do you manage 7 kids? I'm like, the kids are easier. It's trying
Nah,
managing
it's
5
the
mothers.
mums. Yeah, it's the mothers.
And sometimes I'm proud of myself. I'm like, man, you must be a real man to be able to handle what you do. Look, they're all good people. I always say the greatest gift you can give a child is the mother you choose. They're all exceptional mothers, and that takes away a lot of the responsibility, number one. But if they weren't, it would be much harder. I mean, it's you've experienced that before, where it was it all fell on your shoulders. I mean, you raise your child full time now. So if it was like that with me for 7 of them, totally different story. So the mothers play a big part in how I am able to do what I do. Yeah.
Do all the kids have relationships with each other at all?
Yeah, some do, not all of them. The age gap makes it hard. The oldest at that age, they're teens now, 18, 19. They're just doing their thing. They come and visit, but they're living their life as I'd expect at that age. One's in another country, so it's hard for him, but I FaceTime him and my current children. There's relationships somewhat. But, it's like you and your siblings. As you get older, you grow apart. You got siblings. As you get older, you grow apart. So their relationship might be less than blood siblings. But I've always said that, we just split up as we get older. It's just what happens. I rarely see my brothers and sisters now because I've got my own kids so much.
I just had a thought that since in the Western world we're now seeing a sharp decline in birth rates through traditional means, people getting married and making children, it's across the board, no question about it. There's no chance of revival. Maybe we have to go back to how things used to be, like where some select few people, a smaller sample of men, have to step up and, take the lion's share. I don't know, 20, 30 babies. If 10,000 men in Australia have, I don't know,
100 each.
20, 100. Slow down, bruv.
We make up for everyone who doesn't.
You'll make up for a lot of those people who are not having children.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then you're going to get to the point where it's like everyone is
whole world
related.
is just-
Everyone's related to everyone, right? So,
Like they say, I think 1% of the South Asian population goes back to Genghis Khan. A lot of our great-great-grandmothers were done by Genghis Khan. He beat that. Mofo was very busy. When he was not beheading people, he was slamming it.
or SAing people, really?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's what
it's a clever way to take over the world.
yeah.
That's how you do it, really.
It's not.
It's either killing people, genocide, or impregnating them. It's sort of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to do that in this day and age. But
we've discussed it before, like the lack of people having children and the desire. I did a post once, which I never posted, and it was directed at you, and it was the most, and it went like this: the most selfish human beings on earth are those people who are equipped and able to have children and rear them. Both men
we don't
and
know
women,
whether he's equipped or not.
both men and women, but who don't. You are the most selfish person on earth. And I'm not talking about people who can't or shouldn't have children.
Yeah,
but everyone else. And I spoke about the ancestry. Your ancestors fought and battled the elements for centuries. They lived till, I think, the age of 30, 35, up until, I think, a couple of 100 years ago. Like, they really struggled to survive, to get the next generation just to live to 10 years old was so hard. And then you come along and you're like, yeah, fuck you. I can't be bothered having children.
Yeah, well,
but this is how I understand how you think, because I'm from the same world. I just can't be bothered having children. I want to live my life my way.
No, it's not even about that. But I think when you think about because of ancestors and your past and everything like that, then you have to think about I shouldn't do this because there's starving kids across the world, or I shouldn't.
Back to this excuse.
No, but that's
How much do you donate to starving kids every?
And how many
every
have
year?
you adopted?
Yeah, how many have you adopted? How much?
No,
Take
but
this.
no, but that's,
No.
no, but that's the point.
If you
though,
really
is,
You
right?
have more
If you
kids.
really
yeah, but
cared.
I'm not going to take the starvation
No,
away
no,
from those
no, I'm
kids.
not talking about starving kids.
In fact,
I'm-
you might solve it because the kid you
No, I'm not
give birth
talking
to
about.
Probably.
could be a
I'm
great
world changer.
philanthropist.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about
So
having
you're
kids.
fucking making them starve even more.
No.
We
I'm not.
shot
Hold
your
on.
bullshit
I'm not.
argument down.
I'm not talking that as the excuse. I'm saying when you start to go down the route of your ancestors fought the elements,
Yeah,
so
some
you can
ancestors
live.
fucked up.
No, but that's the point. When you start to think like that,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to start thinking, I should eat this. I shouldn't throw this in the bin because there's starving kids around the world. It's like, you know what I mean? There's a limit of, okay, yes, people did live till 30 back in whenever in the
Until the
caveman
19th
days
century,
or
yeah.
whatever the case, right? But at the end of the day, is that you live to what you are comfortable with and would like to do.
Selfish.
And I think it's
I think the
you
word
know,
you're looking for is selfish.
No, but maybe we're the selfish one because in 1,000 years, if I have reared my children right and what I believe in carries on, they'll keep on having children and children and children. In 1,000 years, there'll be a version of me running around somewhere. So maybe it's my ego talking, and maybe I'm being selfish.
Biological.
But what I'm saying is, what don't you think like that? Don't you think like in 1,000 years, there's no Mr. Do's in the world ever? They're gone.
Dudes.
Like,
Man,
don't you want you to live on?
I think that in 1,000 years, this world will probably explode, and I don't want any of my family members to be part of the explosion of Earth.
I actually
You
have
know?
this thought. This is actually a very good thought.
So, you know what I mean? I wanted to save them from that.
I actually had this thought. So I actually left a comment underneath one of these YouTube videos where he was talking about France's birth rate is 1.8, Britain's 1.6, and it was pretty much the same across the Western world.
They're declining.
Yeah, it's declining.
So one day in 100, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, they'll be extinct if it
but
continues
however,
on like that,
no,
correct?
Yeah, no, but however, so forgot the name of the philosopher who said it. For any culture to survive, you need 2.1. Yeah, for any culture to survive. However, the population of these countries
So
is
two
not.
parents, or just to make it clear, two parents can't just have one because two equals one, which means it's
No,
still
one woman
declining.
should give 2.1
So
births.
two people have to give it two. What's the point? One,
2.1.
like just
no,
safety
'cause-
mechanism.
yeah,
average.
it's an average. It's an average. So of course it's like 2.1.
Yeah.
So like over 10 people, it'll be 11.
yeah.
Sorry, 22 or something. For a culture to survive, but the population of these countries is not going down, filling the gaps with immigration, and obviously immigrants are coming in, bringing their own culture and whatnot. So how would French culture remain French in 100 years' time? And as we have already seen, I've shown you some of the videos. Like, I mean, they don't look English. They don't look Parisian.
Yeah, but you
So the culture is
you
dying.
understand this better than anyone. But that's what happens in over history. Like
So I thought that, okay, but there is a little ray of hope that we might not need big populations. Like, it's never happened. Any culture that fell below 1.8 has never bounced out of it. There's no economic model. You know, like, we need 1% inflation. We need our populations to be constantly growing just a little bit so our economies are growing.
we did have a baby bonus here, which helped.
Yeah,
so they offered
but did it
financial
help though?
incentives.
Did it
I
help
think
though?
it did during that time frame when they had it.
Yeah, look, maybe. Yeah, but
I
why are they
don't
not
know- I don't know
repeating
if that
it?
helped,
I think
though.
the
Yeah,
stats
why are
are-
they not repeating it then?
But people did. I think people had babies just because they
People
got
were already having
$5,000 or-
babies. Yeah, but no, I
But
think,
I think that was just organic. Like, they were having babies, and then they were like, "Oh, sweet, I've got $5,000 now."
but they should do that. They should. I think in this day and age, they need more of that.
How
Instead of,
much would motivate you to have a child? Like the amount?
I don't need motivation, or I'm not demotivated.
$1 million?
No, I'm not demotivated.
what's
It's just
the
so if the
reason though?
government
Like, if you
offered
had
$1 million
more money,
bucks-
let's say if you had a lot of money,
If the government offered $1 million, you wouldn't take it to have a child. You'd be like, you know what? I'm going to find someone, make a baby, take the money, and leave them.
well, doesn't it? Don't they
The thing
say
is, you won't want to leave them once you see your kid.
Don't they say that it's going to be a couple millions to raise your kid from infant to 18 or something, $1 million or $2 million or something? I think so. Really, $1 million is just break it even.
it takes over 20 years though.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just saying it's,
you're
it's
not
still
gonna-
a break
it's
even.
not- it's not like you're not going to do
if you
anything
invest
at
it
all.
wisely in the S&P and all that jazz, you'll still be ahead.
You'll be ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm not demotivated. I'm not demotivated. It's just something that right now, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm
You're
not saying
40
that,
years old.
yeah.
When is it all right now? Is he
No,
saying,
no,
I'm
no,
going,
man
I've got
saying,
to travel the
well,
world.
you know, like
I've
one
got to
day-
boom around a bit more.
No, I'm not saying that I need to grow up, but I'm just saying at the moment it's just
You do,
it
though,
doesn't
but
care
yeah.
for me. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. And
Look, I do preface it with people who can't and people who shouldn't. And maybe you're one of the people who shouldn't. 'Cause
Yeah.
You just don't have the paternal instinct.
But the stigma,
no,
though,
it's not. I don't not have the persona because you know what I mean. Like I think yes, this is very different, and I'm not claiming to be exactly the same. However, you know, I've done coaching of younger kids. You know, what I mean, my brother is a lot younger than me. You know, what I mean, he's about 14, 15 years younger than me, my youngest brother. You know what I mean? So I have gone through parts of that, and obviously growing up, and we've mentioned this before, was my parents worked. They were, you know, working class, so they couldn't just stay home.
babysitting is not parenting.
No, but it's not babysitting. But I took him.
But maybe it scarred him.
No,
Maybe,
but
maybe he was a parent too young. And he
No, I
feels
wasn't.
like,
Yeah, I wasn't a parent too young, but
No,
but you know, that's the thing.
sounds
You know what I
like,
mean?
yeah,
I took him to
40
all
years
his
is a big age, yeah.
immunization
That's a parent,
on the
man.
bus. You know what I mean?
That's a parent.
But
That's what we do.
yeah, no, but I'm not saying I was his parent, but I'm saying that I do that, and if I had to do it, I would. But at the moment, right now, it's not something that is driving me to feel like I'm successful. That's all it is.
Yeah, it really just goes back to that quote. I mean, God just doesn't let you know what you're missing. That's really what it is.
And there's no, and I've noticed that even as a parent,
I don't know what I'm missing with.
No, you don't. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
the
what
thing.
I'm missing with ice, but I don't need to go and try it. You know what I mean? People
Yeah.
say they love it.
yeah,
All the
I know,
time.
but, yeah,
you know?
but
So
yeah, but we know that ice is bad for you kids or not.
depends. I've seen a lot of kids kill their parents. So
You know
what
what,
I mean?
actually, that is actually a pretty bad nightmare. I was actually thinking about it one. I was like, you know, like this little creature. Like I don't know where my mind.
I've
Just,
never had that thought with any of my children.
no, not my kid will kill me. Like I didn't have that, but I was like, there are people who get killed by their children. What would have gone through, like, because I'm sure they would have gone through this stage that I'm going through, where they're a little cute little ball and they're doing, maybe, I don't know, maybe they were, maybe they neglected them or maybe they were mean to them. I don't know.
They're
But I
just
was like,
mentally ill.
how does that, yeah, what if you're, yeah, but I mean, yeah. But anyway, so our populations are declining, but thankfully, since no civilization or culture has bounced back once it falls below 1.8 or 1.6, like because it's like it's a
Death spiral.
yeah, it's a death spiral. So, but thankfully, maybe for the first time in history, we may not need bigger populations to survive because our economic model is going to change. We're going to have robots to look after our elderly. We don't need that pension system. Blah blah blah. Our economy might have a total overhaul, but we're still gonna get screwed because then AI is gonna kill us. So we're screwed either way.
Wait, I know that.
So that's why. So I back your point that why should I bring kids into the world where
they're going to
Terminator?
suffer.
We're Terminator.
They're going
where
to
the
suffer in the
Terminator's gonna
future.
screw us up.
Your future kids or
They were like,
grandkids,
no, I might
they're
not even
gonna
go that
suffer.
far.
they're going to
No,
suffer.
but you could argue the other way around. They used to suffer in the past. Now, like Harry says, life is blissful.
Yeah, but
Everything's given. And now you don't want to have them. Now, when life is finally fucking good
Nah,
and
you-
we got AI to help us.
you're going to put them to pain and suffering in the future.
No, it could be the other way around. We could have machines that cure cancer in a second, you know, like the movies.
Yeah, and then they take over. And they take over.
Yeah, like future is what's the line from the Terminator? The future is unwritten.
Mm.
So yeah, it could go both ways. In that case, like if it's
But
Mr.
we
Dude
could-
with
we-
no
but
kids,
we could get extinct because the one savior would have been Mr. Do's child and he never had him. You are the cause of the extinction.
Then, just
John Connor,
Just said-
John
Yes,
Doe, John Doe.
just send the Terminator back to this moment going, hey, Jung,
Have
start,
sex with me.
start spreading your seed.
You'd hope that some hot futuristic chick comes
What-
back
what-
and says, you have to have a baby.
What if someone came from the future and told you that your child is going to be a revolutionary person
Oh,
who does something important for the world.
of course he'll take the bullet.
Well, if
it's a hot Sheila, he'd be like, all right, I'll do it for the sake of humanity. What do we do now?
No, but let's say that
if
happened.
someone came from the future
and told you that.
to tell me that, then that means that I would have had kids at some point.
Yeah.
So-
so it would make you a bit more motivated and
No,
aware.
because it would just be okay. Cool. I'm not
gonna happen.
I'm not thinking about it right now, but it happened anyway.
Because I actually think about that at times. You know, your child, each one has the potential to be anything on earth. I mean, and that's beautiful. Like you're creating a ball of infinite potential, both negative and positive, and it's up
What
to you
if-
to help guide
what
So
them.
if the
I
future
actually,
Hitlers?
Journey,
I
but-
actually want to ask you this, right?
What if one of them is future Hitler?
No, but no, this is what I asked you. So there's this viral thing online at the moment. I don't know if it's recent or maybe a few months ago, but there was this kid in America. I think he was probably 17, 16. He was young. He was in a McDonald's and he was being racist towards I think an Indian worker. They're South Asian, and it was recorded, and he was saying, "Go back to your own country," this and that, and she was Indian, and then
Kind of like stuff that I say.
yeah. But it was bad. If you watch the clip, it was pretty bad. But then the mum came out and put
You wanna go live.
the mum came out and put a full page apology
Yeah.
in that. And then there was this other guy, he's a dad, and he goes, "This is the most despicable, ridiculous thing, you know." He goes, "These parents just sold out their kids." It's like, you know, I'm not saying what he did was right, but for you to sell out your kids like that,
What do you mean?
okay, to put out
the
an
right thing.
apology, say that they did wrong, he goes, you know what I mean? So
What was the apology?
They apologize for this kid's behavior. No, they
yeah,
did the right thing.
he goes, apologize for the kid's behavior. We have never taught them to be like this and this and that. But this guy was actually so angry at the parents. He goes, these parents will throw their kids under the bus, and I think that is the worst sort of people in the world.
No, that was a
like,
good thing.
What about, like, I just want to think, you guys, how would you have reacted in that situation if you had kids
No, I
that
would've.
became viral? This has gone viral around the internet, where of just them doing something stupid. What would your reaction be? Would you be like the mum who
that's-
came out and apologized?
Look,
And
I did see the video, so I don't know what the rant was about. You know, so kids can say things they don't mean at times. You know, I've
People
got
try to be
kids.
edgy.
I've got
People try to be
1, 2, 3-year-olds who say things. You know, "Grandma, go home. I don't want you here." Like, she doesn't really mean it, but she means it in the moment. But you know, it's not a nice thing to hear.
Yeah.
So kids can say, and you know, 17-year-old, as we know, the brain isn't developed yet. But it's so many factors. I mean, the parents have a big responsibility in how that child behaves in the world. I always say when I meet a nice, decent person on earth, I always say, oh, they must have nice parents, because it does play a tremendous role in manners and just being a kind person. So the parents apologising, you know, should they really be apologising because they didn't raise him right? I mean, they're trying to say they raised him right not to be like this, but did you raise him right? Because why is he like that and doing those things?
No, I don't think you should apologize for like it's a reflection on me to that extent. I mean, as you said, kids can say mean things. Kids can say a lot of things that are out of character, and they can also say things that they have subliminally picked up from their parents. But and parents are human beings too. Parents have also done the same thing. You know, parents have also said things that they probably didn't mean, and they try to be edgy or just funny or whatnot. But issuing an apology, that's the right thing to do. And that's actually good for the kid as well. Like, hey, you know what, we've got
Shouldn't the
this.
kid apologise at that age? Like the parents shouldn't apologise on
Yeah,
behalf
the
of
kid
the kid.
might want to
Yeah.
after a week or so.
In the mum's apology, she did say that, you know, if the person feels comfortable meeting, you know, my son and I would like to apologize, and he would like to apologize in person. All this sort of stuff,
That's
right?
good. What more do they want?
I heard
But-
a Gandhi story.
Which is that
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
And someone went to him. He was a Muslim man, and he'd killed a Christian. And Gandhi said the only way for you to repent is to now raise a Christian child as a Christian. Because the guy was repenting, like, I effed up, I did something wrong, I've done this thing. And Gandhi said, okay, you need to now adopt a Christian child and raise him as a Christian. And I never forgot that because it's true in a lot of ways. Like it's like this child meeting the woman, seeing her humanness. Because at the moment he's just looking at her skin and her clothes. Ah, you bloody Indian. He's not realizing there's a human there. And that's what Gandhi was meaning to this man. Like that Christian child, he's just a human. Whether he's Christian or Muslim, just let him be him. And it doesn't matter what his fucking religion is in the end. And you'll realize that as you raise that child, like, it doesn't fucking matter in the end. If anything, he may convert to Christianity. So I can understand what the mother's saying in that moment. Meet him to show that you're more than just your skin and your clothes. And look, but, then that's the other thing with racism. Humans are biological. You see a chocolate bar and you want to eat it, even though you know you shouldn't, or you do eat it, but then the second one looks just as tempting, and the third. And a bag of lollies looks great because biologically we crave sugar. Just like something different that it's different to you scares you. And
Intrigues you too.
Intrigues, scares, curious, and the unknown. I mean, you're meant to fear the unknown in nature because it may bite you, and that's what's coming out in them, that desire for sugar, that fear of the unknown. Of course, you've got to grow up and understand that these feelings are just, they're
The biological instincts.
Yeah.
No, but they can't all be ignored because it's a defense mechanism for hundreds of thousands of years. That's how humans preserve themselves from these rival tribes.
So then do you give people a bit of kudos and a bit of grace when it's hard, and especially when they're young and their prefrontal isn't developed and they don't have control yet? He's reacting to his inner feelings with, that person's different, blah, 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 blah.
I think it's just if anyone who I think goes down the race card or even your looks or your weight as the first rebuttal or first
Shut
thing
up, fatty.
you know what I mean, like that. I think that's just that is just so basic. That's just the lowest form of insult. Like it's just be a little bit smarter than that. You know what I mean?
My sister had cancer at 15, and we all did something to her hair to support her because she was losing hers. And my brother, I think, shaved it, made himself look like Krusty Clown with blue bits here. And someone saw him on the street one day and says, "Oh, yeah, look at you, whatever."
But he didn't know anything.
And my cousin was next to my brother and said to the guy, "Sister's got cancer, he's supporting him." And the guy was like, "Oh, sorry." Like the guy was man enough to say sorry and appreciate the moment, but he was also dumb enough to comment on it. Like, but it's just like after hearing the guy apologize, like it's cool that he apologized, and it almost makes sense why we're just fucked up as humans. Like the guy was an idiot. He feels like an idiot now, and I think he played in some stadium and he got called out because his crowd was AI generated because the hands and the fingers.
Tighter.
So to make the crowd look bigger, he made AI, but it's just fake. So not many people attended his concert or something of that sort.
Yeah.
But the song was pretty cringy. I think the song's called "I Like Girls."
Really?
We've got to pull it up.
We can't play it anyway. We wouldn't be able to play it. But no, but his wife's entanglement that was so weird and bizarre.
Oh, that's pretty common.
It's common, but it's still not. Yeah, look, I guess who are we to judge? Like, I mean, I've always had a pretty liberal view towards these things.
So we can't play this online, can we?
No.
This is the intro to his song.
He's high.
Sounds like my problem.
Yeah, it only appeals to 40-year-old bachelors now.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Fuck, that's my theme song.
See? Maybe,
That's so cringe.
maybe he nailed it.
No, he didn't nail it.
This is his latest song. This is it.
It sounds pretty shit though.
Yeah, it sounds pretty shit.
Sounds so shit.
I don't know if I put headphones on, it might be better, but nah.
Man, I still remember getting jiggy with it. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
You really can be out of touch, can't you?
Yeah.
As you get older.
I don't know if that's out of
But
touch.
then you
I
have
think,
people like
it's just
Tom Cruise.
I think it's just a shit song.
Yeah, but that's like saying you can be a billionaire at 20. It's an exception. Tom's the exception.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah, he
Brad
is.
Pitt has found love again. I'm so happy for him.
With who?
Some really young woman
Yeah,
though.
I think it's just standard. You know what I mean? It's just standard.
No, but it took him 15 years to get after
Really? Was that long?
Angelina.
Maybe.
Yeah, 2005 they hooked up. In 2014 about 10 years. Yeah, 2014.
Well, she was 2 back then, so she had to grow up.
Who?
Girl he's with now, he said she's young. She was 13, so she had to grow up.
I don't know. I think she's
That's why it took me that
25 or
long.
something now. But
good on
is
him.
10.
good on him.
Good on him.
People are shaming him. Like, oh,
Why are
half
they
your
shaming
age.
him?
Exactly.
I think it's just so normal these days.
And they love Keanu Reeves because Keanu Reeves is going out with a lady his age.
You know what's funny about Keanu? Everyone dissed him, but now it's flipped because the true Keanu's come out.
He's so cute.
You know,
Yeah.
he's helped people and he's
So cute.
humble. But they used to pick on him so much for his acting.
Yeah, Woody.
Now he's the great philanthropist and the nice guy on earth.
Yeah,
And the
and
same
he's a
people
gentleman.
probably used to pick on him. Oh, he can't act. He's one-dimensional. He can't act. That's all I ever heard about him.
Have you seen his viral clip
Just shows you how unfair the world
where
is.
he goes,
And it shows you just don't care what they think. Just live your own life.
Yeah.
Live your own life because they'll end up loving you. I guess that's what he proved. He kept acting and people ended up loving him.
so I don't know, he's one of the Stephen Colbert shows or something, one of those shows, and he goes, Keanu, what happens when we die? He goes, I don't know what happens when we die.
You gotta have the
but,
pause. You gotta have the pause.
I don't know what happens
It was
when we
longer than
die,
that.
but I
No,
know. Huh?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
You're fucking it up here.
But you
You're
fucked it up.
butchering
You fucked
You're
it up.
butchering it.
Yeah, no.
He pauses for like a minute.
Go, I want you to do it. Go,
He
you do
pauses
it.
for a minute.
I don't know what happens after we die, but I know one thing, that those people who love us, they miss us. And then the music goes, boom, 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 and then he
I don't know
goes,
if he says I don't know. I don't know if he said the I don't know bit. I think he just said the last bit.
no, I think
So
he
what
says, I
happens
don't know
when
what
you
happens
die?
when
He
you die.
paused. The people who love us will miss us.
Yes.
That's what. I know that answer was very profound.
It is profound in a way.
Yeah, he didn't think about it too much. It's a fact.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question,
Profound.
Keanu.
You know why it's profound? Because it's common fucking sense.
No, but
Like,
it's-
period. That's
no,
it.
but
What happens when you
let's
die? You know, the clouds sparkle and things happen. And
let's pick it apart. Yeah, but Keanu, I get it, but that wasn't the question. We didn't ask what happens to the people who are alive. What happens to the person who dies. That's what we want to know.
no, the question was what happens when you die?
Yeah, but that was the meaning. What happens when you
No,
die?
but
Like,
it
what
was-
happens? Do you
no,
go
the
somewhere? Is
question
it a heaven?
The question had some ambiguity
Yes.
within it, and he took advantage of that. It's a bit witty.
Yeah, it's good. Hey, look, I'm not taking
Everyone
anything away.
knows exactly what he was asking.
I love Keanu.
Yeah.
I'm on team Keanu.
It was witty. It's like a comedian. Someone asks him something and he bloody twists it.
Yeah,
But he finds the twist.
and it's
And
just
you're like,
smart.
it makes so much sense when he says it, but you would never have thought of that. That's why we like that response.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, I was thinking about the lights and the clouds.
Yes. Or Paradise.
Paradise. 70 virgins or
72 virgins.
72 virgins?
Yeah. Honey, rivers of milk and honey. Orgies.
Oh, Jesus. Valhalla.
That's what I was imagining. Anyway, all right, boys.
All right.
Good session.